Respect to the second-degree murder involving Mary Harris, Cyrus Shao, Liam Hale, Janie Kazi, Eli Brookins. How did the jury find?
Found Mr. Burgoyne guilty of second-degree murder.
It's been 2.5 years since tragedy struck on I-89 in Williston.
And tonight, conclusion to 2.5 weeks of trial. The parents of those 5 teenagers killed in that 2016 crash now say the focus must return to those lives taken so soon.
The parents have sat through more than 2 weeks of trial, and in the end, the 12 members of the jury decided Stephen Burgoyne murdered their children. Local 22's Stacey DeSilva was in the courtroom for that verdict. She joins us now live from the courthouse. Stacey?
Good evening to you, Glenn and Lauren. This was the most emotional day in a very emotional 13-day trial. Stephen Burgoyne found guilty on all charges. Now, early on in the trial, the parents of the teens had hung some pictures of their kids in a room where they spent time in the courthouse during breaks. Well, today, they brought those photos into the courtroom and in front of cameras, a reminder of what was lost. Armed with the power of their children's memories and the pain of the last 2.5 years, parents from Vermont's Mad River Valley breathed a rare sigh of relief.
Guilty of second-degree murder.
For 13 days, they sat in this courtroom in Burlington and listened with the jury to the evidence. In the end, the jurors did not believe Stephen Burgoyne's insanity defense. They determined when Burgoyne drove the wrong way on I-89 on October 8, 2016 and crashed into the teen's car, he committed 5 counts of second-degree murder. After the verdict, the families walked one by one to the cameras, holding a picture of their child with a message to the community. 16-year-old Eli Brookins' mother, Colleen Ovalman.
I'm relieved to put this part of this tragedy behind us so that I can move beyond focusing on my son Eli's death and go on to focus on his life and the beautiful person that he was.
16-year-old Liam Hale's mother, Sue Hale.
We would ask you to refocus the energy towards the incredible young people whose lives were needlessly and tragically taken from us.
16-year-old Mary Harris's mother, Liz, read an essay about kindness her daughter wrote in school.
You have the ability to change someone's life through something as simple as a kind smile. That was Mary. That's how she lived.
She said Mary's lifelong friend, 15-year-old Janie Chase Kazi, had that same kind heart. 16-year-old Cyrus Zhao's parents, Chris and Sarah Zhao, now want the focus of attention to shift away from Burgoyne.
At least he's not going to hurt anybody else's kids now. And that makes a difference to me.
It helps.
It takes a big toll on you to have a trial where the emotion is so high and the stakes are so great.
State's Attorney Sarah George says she is thankful for the focused jury, its verdict, and the families who stuck it out through this whole process for their kids.
They were 15 and 16 years old and had really incredible personalities, really big dreams, really impressive talents, and it was all taken from them by one person and their actions.
The families will have the chance to speak on the record on behalf of their children at Burgoyne's sentencing hearing, which should take place in the coming months. He faces 20 years to life in prison. Burgoyne was also found guilty on charges related to him stealing a police cruiser and crashing into the initial crash scene that very night. But Burgoyne's attorney, Robert KATIMS, tells us the case isn't necessarily over. He plans to appeal the case to the Vermont Supreme Court. KATIMS told reporters Burgoyne is disappointed but respects the jury's verdict. You may recall last week KATIMS called for a mistrial when he said he found out his team was not aware of an interview the prosecution conducted with Burgoyne's ex-fiancée. State's Attorney Sarah George said her office did pass along that information. KATIMS says that issue will come up at the appeal. He believes his side should have had the winning evidence.
We think we presented the overwhelming medical evidence with regard to the sanity issue, and we're disappointed that the jury found otherwise. So we'll prepare for a sentencing and an appeal following that.
KATIMS says the person Stephen Burgoyne is today is very different than the man he was in 2016. Now, there's no way to really quantify the amount of lives, the amount of people affected by the events of that night, but now at least one chapter is over. Reporting live in Burlington, Stacey DeSilva, Local 22 News.
And Stacey, thank you for your reporting on this story for the past 2.5 weeks. Now to